Yo, I wanted to make a longer video, and I don't normally make serious videos because I really only like to, showcase my art, and, I don't want to, complain all the time, I guess, about being in the art industry and about the things that I struggle with on a day-to-day basis, but a lot of stuff happened to me today within, the last 12 hours, and I thought I would talk about it as an artist and explain to you all, if you are non-artists, what you can do better to make sure that I don't have days like the one that I had today. So the first thing that really got to me this morning was that someone reached out to me for commission work, which is fine. That's cool. I'm very lucky to have that happen randomly because I do a lot of advertising for it and don't really get a lot back. So I'm genuinely surprised when someone reaches out and is like, hey, I'm looking for commissions. However, they were only willing to spend $10 US. I had to then take the time to do what I would consider demeaning, and that is to explain to them that the minimum wage in my state is $15 an hour, and that if I do work for them that is over 2 hours of work, $10 is not going to pay my bills. That's not how this works. It's just really disheartening for me as an illustrator to have someone come up to me and go, I want you to do this thing, but I want you to do it for slave wages. I want you to do it for free. Because what that tells me is that they don't value my work. And then they also try and layer on the fact that they are going to pay me in exposure by crediting me when I do this work for them. And I had to explain to them that giving credit back to the commission, artist, is the bare minimum requirement for commissioning a work from someone. That's not an added benefit. The exposure doesn't do anything for me. And then while I was streaming, which is a free thing that I do to get exposure for myself, it's effectively my equivalent of busking, right? I had someone come into my stream and demand from me not once, but twice that I draw them free artwork. And then they get banned out of my stream because I told them very plainly that I don't do requests. And if they kept asking for it, they were going to get banned out of my stream. And they didn't stop. And then to put icing on top of the cake, because I do need work, I go on to Upwork to try and look for either book design jobs, book cover illustration jobs, or editing jobs, things like that. And people are out there looking for a book cover for $20. I provide book cover services for as cheap as $250, and those are kind of photo collage, really nice text kind of covers like you'd see for a lot of romance novels. That is the bare minimum industry standard for what is considered a good price for a book cover. If you want an illustrated book cover, that's a completely different story, and that could cost you well over $1,000. People are on Upwork asking for children's books, 14-page plus children's books for $200. The industry standard for that is $1,000. I literally have this book called The Graphic Artists Guild Guide. It's a comprehensive guide for what the rates are, the current industry standard rates are for pretty much any kind of artist project that is merchandisable or licensable in any way, any kind of commercial work. And it is immensely helpful in reminding me that I don't deserve to be paid $10 for 2 hours of work. And, I don't know. There's nothing much that I can do about it, because eventually those people are going to realize they're not going to get work done for them, right? Because no artist in their right mind is going to take those jobs unless they're desperate or new or a bot. And this problem has existed since long before AI was a thing, so I wouldn't say that I've necessarily noticed it get worse with the rise of Midjourney and other things. But I don't know what I'm supposed to do for work. I have 2 degrees in art and 1 degree in publishing, editing, that kind of stuff. And the fact that I cannot make a living wage doing this is incredibly disappointing, mostly because I recognize that other people are so uneducated about what it takes for us to live that they expect us to work for less than minimum wage. So please, if you're going to ask anybody to do anything for you, if you're going to ask an artist to draw stuff for you, if you are going to ask an editor to edit your book, if you're going to ask somebody to ghostwrite a work for you, please Google what the industry standard costs are for those projects before you message them. because it is going to be incredibly hurtful to the person that you are reaching out to, especially if you know them personally, to be told, I want you to do this work for me. This is an opportunity. I'm giving you this opportunity, but I want you to do it for less than a livable, not even just a livable wage, less than minimum wage. I don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to do. I wish things were easier.